Hey guys, so today's Pride video is based off the colors of the Genderfluid flag. To start off, I'm just going to take Perfect Black from Madam Glam and paint all of the nails with that. I do 2 coats of that and I cure each coat for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to get all of my colors and lay them out on my palette. I did have to do a little bit of color mixing. So for the pink color, I didn't really have a pink that was the same color of pink that was on the flag. So I did mix up some perfect pink with a little bit of florist. And for this pink, I should have added some more florist into it to make it a little bit of a like hotter pink than what I did. It was still kind of bubblegummy, but on the palette I thought that it had looked good, and when I was laying down the pink at first I thought it looked good, but then once the set was completely finished I realized it was still a little bit too light. I'm also going to be using some Perfect White. And same thing for the purple. I didn't really have a purple that matched very well, so I'm taking some Perfect Purple and then I'm going to mix in some florist into that. And then for the blue, I'm taking Maddie and I'm going to mix a little bit of Perfect Purple into it to make it a little bit more of like a purpley blue kind of color. And then I did go back in and mix in a little bit more of Florist into that purple color. I felt like it was still a little too purpley and not like a magenta-y kind of purple color that I was looking for. So now that I have all my colors mixed up and the nails are all cured, I'm just going in and wiping them off with some alcohol to remove the sticky layer. Like I always say, before I go in and do any kind of nail art on my nails, I like to wipe that sticky layer off because sometimes it does act a little bit as a blooming gel. And now for 3 of the nails, the thumb, middle, and pinky, I'm going to be doing like this abstract kind of color block design. So I'm just starting off by going in with the pink and just kind of outlining the section that I want for the pink. I think I ended up redoing this because I didn't like how big of a section the pink was, because I am going to be adding on the purple and the blue. I didn't want the color block sectioning to take up a lot of space on the nail because there is going to be a design added on to the black. So I did wipe that off and redid it. Once I got the shape kind of how I wanted it, I went in and filled in that section with the pink, and then I did flash cure that real quick before going in with the purple, I want to say, and just outlining that pink section and then making it a little bit bigger to make the purple section a little bit thicker. And then I flash cured the purple, and then after I get the purple flash cured, I do go in with the blue and do the same thing, outline the purple and then thicken it up so you have a bigger section of the blue. And I did go through and do each color individually on each nail. So I started out with the pink and did all the pink sections on all 3 nails, and then went in and did the purple and then the blue. That way I wasn't going back and forth and having to clean my brush a whole bunch of times. And then after I got all three of the colors on all of the nails, I did go ahead and do a final 60-second cure to make sure everything was completely cured. So once I was done with the color blocking on those three nails, I'm going to take all four of these colors that I have and just lay them out next to each other, because I am going to be doing this kind of like marbled smoke type of look. And I wanted to have them all laying next to each other so I could easily just go in with my brush and scoop them all up at once instead of dipping into each color individually. This just makes it easier for me to be able to scoop them up and do this quickly, since I am going to be using blooming gel, and I didn't want the colors to like spread too much between applying each one, if that kind of makes sense. I wanted to make sure that it all flowed and like blended and spread evenly a little bit. And as you can see here, I did have to mix up a little bit more of that blue color. Like I say, whenever doing color mixing, you kind of want to mix up more than what you think you're going to need. That way you're not having to go back and remix that color, because color matching a color that you already mixed up is a little bit difficult, just because you don't really have exact measurements of what you mixed up, so you don't really always get the exact same color that you had mixed up. I still didn't really get the exact same blue that I had originally mixed up, but I was able to get it pretty close, and close enough to where you couldn't really tell it was a little bit of a different color there. Also, because this was going on this marble design, I felt like it was helping a little bit to mask the fact that it wasn't the exact same color. I do feel like if it would have been in the color blocking that I had to remix, you would have been able to tell a tiny bit that it was slightly different from that original blue that I had mixed up. So now I'm just taking my blooming gel and applying a thin layer of that to the nail, and then before I cure that, I'm going to take my liner brush and scoop up those colors over there that I have laying out, and then just kind of squiggle them onto the nail. I start out at the free edge and like squiggle them going up, and I don't go all the way up the nail, because the idea for this was for it to be kind of like smoke a little bit. So I did want to make sure that it went up and then really flared out up towards the top and spread out and kind of had more of like a smoky look, but also having it be kind of marbled and seeing all of the different colors there. And then after getting that on there and letting it spread out a bit, I did wipe the edges down to remove any of that gel polish that kind of pooled down towards the sides, and then stuck that in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds before moving on to the second nail. After getting the smoke nails done, I'm going back to those color block nails and finishing those up. I'm just taking perfect white and adding on some stars. I'm doing like one or two four-pointed stars on there and then filling in the rest of the space with just like little dotted on stars. I kind of wanted like a little bit of a galaxy type of look for this set. And then after getting all of my stars on, I do cure for 60 seconds. Now that all the nails are cured, I'm going in with my shiny top coat and applying that to all of the nails. And then I do cure that for 60 seconds. I also feel like this set would look good with it being matte, but I tend to like any kind of galaxy set with a shiny top coat for some reason, so that is why I went with a shiny top coat. Also, I just prefer a shiny nail versus a matte nail, but like I said, I do feel like this set would look really good with it being matte. And when I was top coating is when I realized that the pink didn't quite match the pink that was on the flag quite as well as I thought it did when I was mixing it. I was realizing it was a little bit too like light and bubblegummy, like I said earlier, instead of being a little more like a hot pink. And I could have gone in and mixed up a new batch of pink and made it a little more hot pink, but then it wouldn't have matched the pink that was on these marble nails, and I wasn't going to file off the marble flames or smoke and redo that. I also only did one layer for the pink, purple, and blue on these color block nails, and if I would have added a second layer onto the pink, it would have raised it up just a tiny bit, not really enough to really tell, but like enough if you were close enough, or if you were to like feel it, you could feel that slight difference between the pink having 2 layers and the purple and blue only having 1 layer. And I didn't really want to go in and add a second layer onto the purple and blue, so I did just end up leaving it how it was, although I do wish I would have noticed earlier that the pink wasn't exact. and I could have mixed it before, you know, curing everything and being done, but it's all right. It still gives like the vibes, and it like matches pretty well, I feel like. And overall, I do really love this set. I love any kind of like a galaxy type of set, and because this does have that kind of galaxy feel to it, I do really love it. And the marbly smoke nail, that didn't turn out quite how I had imagined in my mind, but it did turn out really well, and I feel like it flows very nicely with this set. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.